Welcome everybody to the ComicArtFans 2024 Best Of. I'm going to go through my favorite pieces that have been submitted this year. So I'm going to hop on down here and let's get to it. Okay, welcome. So the first category I'm going to go over are going to be my submissions in the published, unpublished comic book pinups, illustrations, and trading cards. First I have Bella with Mask. I was lucky to pick this up last year. Never would I have thought I would own an original Olivia, but here we are. Things lined up and I was able to add this to the collection. I don't know if it's a prelim, study, or what it is, but it's very finished. If it is a prelim or a study, happy to have it from 2024 onward. Not much I can say about Olivia. If you know her work, you probably love it. The second piece I submitted is called Chrysieth, which is the name of this map. This piece is by Ed Fairburn. He does these illustrations on maps. You may have seen he did some illustrations for Netflix and recently did a John Lennon and Yoko Ono illustration on a map. Again, he does very few quote-unquote art drops, and he happened to do one when I was near the computer and snagged this as soon as I could. And my third piece in this category is this Preacher 66 pinup by Dave Johnson. So this was published in 2000, I believe, October 2000. I've been looking for it for 24 years. Finally found it. Again, very lucky to have struck a deal with the owner and add this to my collection. I've been looking for this particular piece since I saw it published. Never saw it on the market, never saw it in anyone's collection, so I had no idea where it was, and I was finally able to unearth it from where it was hidden, and here we are, submitted for my Best of 2024. This will probably be in my collection for a very long time. Next, in the published, unpublished commissions and recreations, is this fantastic commission by David Diaz. He does incredible work. Definitely check out his Instagram. Every piece he does, I just absolutely love it. They just don't necessarily fit in my collection and or budget consistently, so I asked him for a Vampire Batman. This is what he came up with, a very scary Vampire Batman. He definitely has a very realistic approach to his art, and can't say enough about him. If you're a character collector, you need to get David to do a piece for you, because it will turn out fantastic. And in the fifth category, or third, my fifth piece in the third category, Mystery Sketch, is another Vampire Batman by Nir Levy. Nir was not on my radar at all. I did this mystery sketch in May of 2024. He happened to get my request, which was again for a Vampire Batman, and this is what he returned. I absolutely love it. I've been a fan of his since seeing this piece. The detail is fantastic on here. Nir likes to reference classical or classic art pieces, illustrations, stuff like that. So he used the pose from this, which is called the Vampire, and he created this commission for me. The details are awesome on this piece. Got some bat fleck, some boom, some Battinson. Just great piece. I've got a couple ideas for Nier for this year, so I'd like to get another commission from him. This one not a mystery, however, just a straightforward commission. And that wraps it up for my submissions. As always, I like to submit my 5 pieces and get a vote or 2 total. So hopefully I'll get a vote on one of these pieces. It's not X-Men, it's not Jim Lee, it's not Wrightson, so we'll see. Thanks for checking out my entries, and we will move on to the next category. Okay, first up is going to be the published, unpublished comic book covers. Here are the pieces I voted for, and let's go through them. First is this Conan the Barbarian 16 cover by Colleen Duran. When you see Colleen's covers, they're just amazing. She's just not the name that comes up because she doesn't do these standard superhero covers. I'll just leave it at that. It's just a gorgeous piece by Colleen. I was lucky to get a piece by her a couple of years ago. It's still in my collection. Just the way she has Conan here. So you've got Conan all battle damaged, and then this figure coming in, whether it's to save him, whether it's to tempt him, I'm not sure at this moment. Here's the published cover. Looks like they had to do a little bit of editing there, but overall fantastic cover. Congrats to the collector that got this, Andre. Just a beautiful piece. The next piece is Avengers 2022 cover by Valerio Schiti. I love the layout on this with Black Cat there throwing the cards at us, and we get to see all the additional characters on here in the form of these, I was going to say trading cards, playing cards. I like it. She's sultry in that background. The characters are just coming at us. Just another fantastic cover. A little bit small, but you get the idea there. One thing I'll add, there'll be a link to all of my votes in the description below, so if you want to check out these pieces in a larger format than the small video, I definitely recommend clicking that link, going out, checking them out in larger format, and if you like the piece, leave a comment for the collector. Third piece in this category in comic book covers is the Vigilant cover by Lucio Parrillo from 2024. Just, well, I was going to say classic good girl or bad girl cover, but I guess it's not if it's from 2024. But great cover overall. There's the published cover. Looks fantastic. Huge congrats to Dr. Balls for grabbing this one. Fantastic cover. Congrats. I wonder how big, 20 by 28. So that is an impressive piece on the wall. That will look awesome framed. So congrats again, Dr. Balls, on this great pickup. The fourth piece I picked or voted for is Night Terrors Zatanna #2 variant cover by Riley Rosmo. I'm just a fan. Any cover, I call these horde covers, where they just have a lot of characters just crammed onto them. I'm just a fan of that style or that look, and this is a great example. One thing I noticed, you've got the text right here, and then if you look on the published, they reversed it digitally, Because as you know, Zatanna, when she casts her spells, everything is backwards. So there you go, there's that. Just a great cover. Again, love it. Love to add it to the collection. And my fifth piece, fifth and final, but certainly not least, is this Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes Special Issue 1 variant cover by Jay Gonzo. If you saw the show I did about with the other collectors with the single best piece, I showed my Jay Gonzo piece that I picked up last year. And Jay Gonzo is just, I love everything he does. I love the style that he does. He's recently been doing a lot of Marvel covers, so you're going to be seeing his name and this style on a lot of covers in the coming future, and I couldn't be happier. If you get a chance to add one of Jay's pieces, go ahead and do it. He likes doing these in a twice up extra large style. They're definitely more impressive in person than any little computer screen can convey. And I hope you're not looking at this on your phone, because if you are, you're missing out. So those are the 5 pieces that I voted for in the best of comic book covers 2024. Okay, the next category we have is the published, unpublished interior panel pages. So these are the 5 pieces that I voted for this year. This impressive Strife page gets an honorable mention. That panel on that detective page, another honorable mention. Tough category overall. You can see all of the pieces that I chose to highlight, but there can only be 5. Another great, that panel, Superman, Seth Fisher. All right, but there can only be 5. So I picked this piece, the Sacrificers #1, page 20 by Max Fiamara. Mostly just for this striking costume on this character right here. That just really grabbed my attention. A little bit of cheating putting this one in the panel pages category, since it only has this little inset. So gray area there, whether it's a panel page or a splash page. I guess it's a panel page for the best of, but when it's being sold, it's definitely a splash page. So that's how that works. But this character and the costume just really grabbed my attention. Don't know anything about the book, but a fantastic page. Probably something I should pick up and look into further. Second vote went to this Batman Bloodstorm, page 79 by Kelly Jones and John Beatty. Yeah, definitely just love the inking on this first panel here, that werewolf with the great word balloons or sound effects there and down here. The second panel also again very striking. Then we have this kind of muted silhouette-y type action panels, and then brings us down to this final panel where they're come together and they're fighting. Give me a Kelly Jones page any day of the week. I'm probably going to vote for it. Just love them. Fantastic page. That's all I can say. And in the collection, James Mealy. Just great pickup. Love the page. Vote number 3 goes to Paolo Serpieri, Druna page. You artists out there, you're all fantastic, but it's hard to compete with a Druna page. Don't know what to say. Just fantastic stuff. I think it's elevated beyond my collecting ability at this time, but just the cross hatching, figure work, figures are perfect, the anatomy perfect, even the anatomy on this little cucaracha is just perfect. And I haven't seen many heads in a cube of liquid, but I bet if they did, the anatomy on this is perfect as well. I mean, look at this close up right here. The shadows on her eyes. Yeah, this page is perfect, as are all Serpieri pages. So that one has to get a vote. Choice number 4, vote number 4, went to this Lady Killer number 5, page 23 page by Joelle Jones in the collection of Jeff Wedding. Joelle's style is just slightly cartoony, but you know, the realism, I would say, what is it? It's 30% cartoon, 70% realism. I love when they do these characters out of panel. Dylan did this a lot in Preacher. He would end the page with a big headshot or shoulders on up image of a character outside a panel, just so then that I don't know if you want to call it a trope or that design style just stuck with me. I just really like it. So that's what grabs me about this page and one of the reasons why I voted for it. And here we have it in color. And yes, as we know, OA looks way better in the black and white. So great pickup by Jeff. Fantastic page from Joelle Jones. And my 5th and final vote goes to Joker graphic novel, page 19. These Lee Bermejo pages are just fantastic, with the way he gets this, I don't know if that's a velvety cloth. It looks velvety, you know, you can see it being red on one side and different color on the other. Characters, his figure work, of course, impeccable. We've got the Joker taking out somebody here. This is a great story, great novel or graphic novel. Looks, well, this part looks pretty decent in color. Just fantastic. If you haven't checked out this graphic novel, you definitely want to do that. But my 5th vote, definitely worth the vote. Alright, that is all for the interior panel pages, and we will move on to the next category. Alright, next up is the comic book splashes and title pages. Let's take a look. Here we go. Let me give my a couple of honorable mentions before I get started. This is a great page, this Man of Steel 17 page, but it's neither a splash nor title page, so couldn't vote for it. This Hellblazer 46 page 2 would have got my vote, but I couldn't reach the vote button because there's too many credits on the page. So you got to vote in spirit, just couldn't do it for CAF. So instead we've got these 5 pages up here, and let's go take a look. This Birds of Prey 98 page 15. I like the layout of the page, that characters coming towards us. We see the 2 characters that are on the ground, presumably in the alley, doing some up to no good. And so this character's coming down to spread some justice on them. that's it. Like the page. James Rowles is the penciler. R-A-L-Z or R-A-I-Z. Reyes, not sure. Either way, great page in the collection of Stephen Albrecht. My second choice is, I think I might be Evil preview page 1 from Zoe Thorogood. I like this page. It just reminds me of a Japanese manga where they always have these very weird, creepy characters, which this page certainly has. And she definitely, the female character, both characters definitely have a manga feel to their faces. So I picked it for those reasons. I just love that creepy monster there. It's just a great page. I need to add this to the list also of books I need to read. It looks like a fantastic story. My third vote is for this Batman 517, page 1, Kelly Jones. So let me just add this while I'm thinking about it. You know, Bill and Company, they do their weekly picks, and some people say they pick the same stuff week after week. Well, people are going to have preferences. You like what you like, and you just naturally gravitate towards that. So for all the naysayers, you know, what did you pick? Did you pick a different artist over 13 characters? So did you pick 65 different artists and different titles? Or did you gravitate towards the same ones over and over again because that's what you like? Well, that's what I did. There's probably more Kelly Jones in the coming categories, but enough of that. This page did bid on it in the recent Comic Link auction that it was won in. Clearly I didn't bid high enough, but this right here is great. You've got a definite Kelly Jones Batman with an overextended cape, ears overextended, fantastic pose. Again, here's that cape. This is a fantastic page. Huge congrats to the collector that got it. I would have definitely liked to have added it to my collection, but just didn't have the funds at the time, which is the nature of the game. So there you go. Great Kelly Jones page, as they all are. We do call these a great Kelly Jones pages, but let's not forget his inkers are fantastic. They're the ones that bring these things together to life. They definitely are the unsung heroes of the Kelly Jones pages. My next vote went to Simon Bisley, Death Dealer on Throne. Don't know what book, but Bisley doing a Death Dealer. If anybody was meant to draw a Death Dealer comic, it's Bisley, and you can see why. He captures the character, the grittiness, the rawness of the character, these succubi down here, whatever they are, just great. Bisley is meant for Death Dealer. Definitely go check this out on CAF because this is as big as the scan gets. My fifth vote goes to, had to pick this one just for its iconic nature in the hobby. You know, the first splash where we see the zombies in The Walking Dead, when you're wondering what this comic is all about. You see these zombies here. There's more to come, but these are the first ones. So this is historically just a fantastic page. You know, you can see that if you've read the book, you see the previous page where he's outside those double cafeteria doors, pushes them open, and boom, this is what he's confronted with after coming out of his coma. So shock to him, shock to the reader, just truly iconic page, great page. So had to give that one my vote. And as mentioned before, my honorable mention, Constantine Splash, title splash page, Garth Ennis written, Will Simpson pencils. and one of those 4 guys did the inking. Would have got my vote, just couldn't get down to the little button there to vote on it. So that's my honorable mention. Okay, those are my comic book title and splash page votes. Thanks for everybody that put in a piece in the correct category. Again, tough voting in this category. All right, we will check out the next category. Okay, here we go. Category number 5 is the double page splash or spread category. A lot of great contenders in this one. And let's take a look at my first vote. It is this Doctor Strange 381, page 5 and 6, Loki Sorcerer Supreme. I just like everything that's going on in here. We got the perspective of these creatures that are getting ready to attack Loki. Got this fine lady back here that looks like she's part tarantula or some kind of arachnid. Can't hold that against them. You got all these skulls in here, not so much hidden, but they're just very subtle, you know. So, great page. Here's a nice little skull right there. Again, another page that makes me want to read this book, and definitely not your biggest Loki fan. And here's the cover. Definitely that interior page that sells the book for me. My second vote in this category goes to this Fantastic Four 561 page something or other, but just massive. You've got a nice massive Galactus right there. You can see how big he is when in comparison to these characters right here. I like this whatever that thing is coming down, but we're getting that coming in from this corner right there, just very huge and in your face, and then it gets smaller as we go down. Looks like they're maybe doing some sort of operation on Galactus. These 2 figures right here tied up. Just, I don't know what's going on. I'm just making stuff up at this point. But anyway, Fantastic Galactus page or Fantastic Four pages. Just the way it's laid out, you know, Galactus sideways like that or horizontal. Really like that page. My third vote went to this Wolverine 69, page 17 and 18 from Old Man Logan. You know, we always love when comics do an homage, like I was talking about the Near Levy piece, where they do an homage to a classic image, or in this case, landmark, Mount Rushmore, and then you've got the Red Skull right there added to it. Just makes for an awesome DPS. And of course, having a skull on the page, that's automatically a bonus in my book, and this is no exception. Definitely love this black and white where you can see all of the inking and the not so much cross-hatching, just, do you call it cross-hatching if they're not crossing? I don't know, but well, I love it nonetheless. This is a fantastic pickup, even if it doesn't have Wolverine on the Wolverine page. Wolverine on the Wolverine book page. Yeah, great pickup. Fourth vote, Swamp Thing, number 8, page 2 and 3, title splash. And you don't get more dynamic than this. Wall to wall, edge to edge, Swamp Thing bashing, I'll call him the astronaut. I don't know what he is, haven't read it. This is a piece of art. That fantastic page. I don't know what else to say about it. Get over to ComicArtFans, check this page out, leave a comment. This is what a splash page is for. This is just fantastic. Gorgeous splash. I mean, can't help it. Good stuff. Congrats, Kavi. Fantastic pickup. And my fifth vote goes to this Blackest Night, number 4, page 2 and 3. This has been featured on just about every original comic art channel that we have on YouTube now, and I'm no different. I gotta point it out too. This is a fantastic piece. Flash here facing, again, a quote-unquote horde. Flash here facing this zombified horde. Awesome stuff. This is what splash pages are made for, just stuff like this. You turn that page, this just pops out at you. You know, those zombies, they're going towards Flash, but as the viewer, they're coming at you as well. So just that double impact there. Well, congrats on picking it up. The layout, the choice to have those characters coming at us, at the viewer, you know, that's all on the penciler to make that choice, and he did a fantastic job doing it that way. So here you can see it featured on the Comic Art Fans Update 225. Those are my 5 picks for the double page splash and spread category. Okay, next up we are looking at the comic book pinups, illustrations, and trading cards. I should have put my Ed Fairburn piece into this category, but I didn't. So you could either not vote on it in the category that it's in, or you could have not voted on it in this category. Either way, I don't think it matters. So, but let's take a look at what I voted on. So my first vote went to this Sue Storm Art Nouveau from Fred Ian, once again doing an homage to a classic, in this case style. Us Comic Art fans, we love our homages. This is just a beautiful piece. Not a Fantastic Four Sue Storm fan, but I'd put this in my collection any day of the week. Just Fred did an incredible job with the Muka style. Face is absolutely perfect. The hair has that Art Nouveau. I don't know how you can make the hair Art Nouveau, but he did manage to do it somehow. Other subtle details, you know, you see Sue Storm here. She's Invisible Woman slowly disappearing. You've got Mr. Fantastic coming in right there. You've got this little flame right here, which is whatever the flame guy's name is, Johnny something, Johnny Storm. And then looks like a little rock over here for the Thing. So you got all 4 of the Fantastic Four into this piece. The piece looks beautiful, looks perfect. You could hang that on your wall. It's an art piece that anybody that visited your home would absolutely love it. And I guess maybe this here is the whatever radiation field that they flew through that gave them their powers initially. It's all right here. Fantastic piece. Fred did incredible job. Love it. Absolutely love it. My second vote went to this Vespa girl. I don't know if this just a pinup, just a commission, not sure what this is. Just looks cool. She looks like the I'm blanking on the name, but the Something About Mary actress. There you go. Tell me in the comments. I don't know, whatever that girl's name is. Looks like her. Just a cute little pic. I like it. Mike Gunno has done quite a few pieces I've seen over the years that really have stuck with me, that I'm still trying to track down a couple of them, but this is a great piece, and congrats to my imaginary friends for picking it up. My third vote went to this Scarecrow by Ricardo Latina. I like when artists do pinups, and the pinup is so good, like this one, so stylized, that you just want to see an entire comic with this character in it. That's how much this image just draws you in and tells a story just in this single image here. You know, with his unique mask and the hat, the little needles that I'm sure are going to inject you with that serum that makes you have nightmares or hallucinate or whatever it is that he does. Definitely a unique take on the Scarecrow. and it turned out perfectly. You know, he said, I'm not going to draw a regular Scarecrow, I'm going to do my Scarecrow. And now I want to see a story about this Scarecrow. I want to see his origin story. Definitely is a book I would read. My fourth vote went to this Batman Nightfall promo splash. Picked it primarily, you know, as Daryl pointed out here, for its historical significance. That you don't need a detailed image. You see that silhouette, you know who the character is, you know the storyline. It gives you all of that just in this silhouetted figure. And so that's why I picked it. Just this piece is significant in the history of the Batman lore. Something I'm just noticing now is the little Joe Quesada signature right down there. You really can't see it, or it's hard to make out in these other images. Definitely in the published, there's no signature down there. That's a postage stamp. I don't know what's going on there, but picked it just for this iconic imagery. You know, this wild cape. You know what's going on with that Nightfall storyline. Fantastic piece with definitely historical significance. And my fifth vote went to the Joelle Jones Wonder Woman pinup. Saw this on the art sale show. Fantastic. Again, is this my second Joelle Jones piece that I voted for this year? Yeah, I've got biases. Apparently, one of them is towards Joelle Jones artwork. She does amazing, whether it's pen and ink, black and white, or this kind of color illustration. You can definitely picture this as a spot illustration on a short Wonder Woman story. A fantastic pickup by Justin here. Go over to CAF. Once again, check out that large image. Great piece. Okay, that is it for my pinups, and we will be moving on to the next category. Okay, let's take a look at category number 7, which is the strip art category. I'm not a strip art collector, but I feel obligated to vote in this category nonetheless. These collectors took the time to submit these pieces, so I'm going to judge them. So the first piece that I voted on is this Alex Raymond Rip Kirby daily from 1956. I think with all of my strip art votes, it's usually just one panel or one image that, you know, just does it for me. And in this case, it's these latter two panels here. The choice to put these lines all over his face, yet it doesn't make it look dark, like that's a talent that just dumbfounds me. The choice to do that, you know, so many lines, but they're so fine, so his face isn't dark or, you know, washed out or muted out. And then the second panel, or third panel on the strip, but just him carrying this lady here. I just like the worm's eye view where we're looking up to him, he's walking away. You know, you can't really see the hero, but obviously he's there. Just so few lines, you know, laying this out. So for me, those two panels are 100% of the reason why I voted for this piece. Again, I'm not a strip art collector, but you can't overlook the artistry in these things. Just, it's incredible what these people, what these guys, artists were doing, you know, back then, just knocking these out. And just, there's that third panel, just fantastic. Just, and to see this published in a newspaper, just incredible, just incredible. Okay, my second vote is for this Carol Day strip, and again, I think it's this center panel here that I like. I guess what I'm getting at is I like anything where you have an upward view or a downward view. The straight on view, I just don't like it as much. So this It's a slightly downward view on these two characters, so few lines, but you can see how I don't know, I don't want to say gorgeous this sounds. You've seen this woman in real life. That's what I'm trying to say. He does a few lines to convey what she looks like, you know, her beauty, and you've seen a person or a woman like this in real life, and he's able to convey that here with a few strokes of his pen. Just fantastic. My third vote goes to this Alex Raymond. What is this? A Flash Gordon Sunday. I wish the scan was bigger so you could see, you know, the brush strokes on this. I think this panel right here, just those fine lines, you know, on his gloves and in the background. I don't know. I can't start becoming a strip collector, but these things are just, they're absolutely gorgeous. The inking on them is incredible. This figure, the woman in that fourth panel, just fantastic stuff. You guys that are collecting these, you've got an eye. They're just fantastic pieces. My fourth vote, another Carol Day strip, and definitely for me, the reason I picked this one is this center panel right there. Absolutely perfect portrait of his young girl. Again, for a newspaper strip, just cross-hatching laid out precisely in the perfect spot. You've still got that light coming from the lamppost that we've seen. Hold on, in this first panel here. This is just a fantastic strip. And that second panel absolutely nails it for that strip. And my fifth and final vote was cast on this Little Nemo, like a full page Sunday. Let's take a look at, just want to show this that thing is massive. Look at that. Fantastic. But just so much going on in this Little Nemo strip. All of this artwork here, and see, copyright 1907, so almost 120 years old, 118 years old. You can hear it. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. The one thing that strikes me is these when you get to these lower panels here, like this panel 5 here, and then 6 and 7, just that artistic style, it makes me think of like a heavy metal story, like a Mobius story is what the imagery makes me think of. So I think that's primarily why I picked this as my fifth vote, or as a vote, is just that sort of Mobius influx. Clearly Mobius would be inspired by Winsor McCay and not the other way around. Just a great piece. I don't not collect strip art because it's not good. I just don't collect it. These pieces should give anybody reconsideration to maybe look into strip art a little bit more next time you see something come up. Okay, that's it for my strip art votes, and we will move on to the next category. Okay, here we go. Category number 8 is the commissions and recreations category. So a lot tough decisions here in this category. I really love the way the Spider-Man is just coming right at you, taking up the entire page. Love that image. This Mike Huddleston Mobius tribute, another fantastic piece. This piece by Alex Riegel, how he just sums up the Jaws storyline in one simple page. Alex has a real knack for that, adding those his own lettering. This piece, I don't know if I'm remembering it from an auction when it was sold, or was it in best of last year and I voted for it then. I don't know. Still gorgeous, still fantastic. This cover recreation by Steve Rude, another fantastic piece. This Death and Fables by this artist. You can go look him up. Gorgeous colors, gorgeous layouts, gorgeous. Jeremy Bastian doing Dream. That's perfect for him. This Black Widow, her body's probably way too long, or too long, but I like it. Just the angle, the motion, her moving. Another fantastic commission, and there's many more. You can see tough time making any decisions in this category. Just so many great commissions by incredible artists were put out last year or added to CAF last year, just making it very hard to choose. But let's go through the ones that I did vote for in this category. So first is this Poison Ivy by Danny. I just like that, she's not fully rendered, her rendering comes in the outline of the leaves of her costume and just the background, sort of a silhouette, but then there's this emphasis put on her face and then those hypnotic eyes that she has where she's going to hypnotize you to do whatever she wants. I like it. Nice large scan, just a great piece right there. The ivy or the leaves, they're not even, leaf shaped, but it doesn't matter. There's just the hint of what it should be, and your eye just fills in the rest of it and just makes for a fantastic piece. My next pick or vote went to this Alice in Wonderland by James Stokoe. As I mentioned earlier with the Bisley doing the Death Dealer, Stokoe doing an Alice in Wonderland is just, it's a perfect combo. He could do an entire story, Alice in Wonderland story. It would be a perfect fit, and someone should write a story for him and get on that. It's just awesome. I'm laughing at this crazy hair right there. The Alice in Wonderland mythos is perfect for James, and getting him to do a commission with his hyper detailed frenetic inking, completely inspired that Alice just right in the center, and then all of the story elements surrounding her as she's falling into them. Just truly a great piece. Definitely when the commissioner saw this, they had to be ecstatic. It's just another incredible piece. Death of the Endless by Adam Polina. Certainly wish this scan was larger. Again, I come back to, I like that, looking down angle, that bird's eye view on this character. She's just sitting in, I presume, her New York apartment. That's where Death of the Endless would hang out with all of her goth friends. I'm certain there's lots of details or Easter eggs hidden in the background, but we don't have a large scan, so really can't take a look. So, Mr. Ivan Lee, if you could please get us a larger scan, we would all appreciate it. So that gets my vote. Vote number 4 goes to this X-23 versus Omega Red by Rob Willis. I remember distinctly seeing this piece on Rob's Instagram and just being blown away by it, and then come to find out it belongs to a friend of mine, Matt Kennedy. Congrats, Matt. This is awesome piece. X-23 in that perfect stance, stretching out, kind of like you would do before a workout. She's stretching out, getting ready to take on Omega Red, who is 8 times her size. This is the 1 minute before all hell breaks loose. Just captured perfectly. He's coming, you can see him flexing. He's getting ready to just pound her, but it's X-23. She'll know how to handle it. Fantastic commission. And my 5th vote is for this Frankenstein's Monster by Jesse Lonergan. Yeah, when I saw this piece, when Carl posted it, maybe he did an unboxing on his channel. I love it. The idea of it, it's not just Frankenstein's monster. You've got this intricate, window box here, and then within that you've got the different panes showing, the castle, the lightning that brings him back to life, the brain, presumably abnormal, the tools used. I like how his hand is here, and then there's like the skeletal silhouette, mimicking that same posturing. Just fantastic. Definitely on my bucket list to get Jesse to do a commission for me. I've got an idea. I think looking at this, that he would just do an exceptional job as he did with this. This piece is perfect. Again, you don't need to be the biggest Frankenstein fan to appreciate how awesome this piece is. I do. I'm not the biggest Frankenstein fan, but this piece just blows me away. It's a great piece. That is it for the my votes for the commissions and recreations, and we will move on to the next category. Okay, here we go. Category number 9, the sketch covers / convention sketches category. Take a look here. So I tried to vote on the convention sketches and sketch covers. I may be wrong. If Jeremy knocked this out at a convention, he's a pretty awesome artist. But to me, it doesn't really look like a convention sketch or this. If they were knocked out at conventions, I apologize to the artists. You are even more incredible than I thought for doing something like this, knocking it out at a convention. But I just tried to stick with convention sketches. Sketch covers, they get to pass because it's a sketch cover. Nobody says it can't be a take-home piece of art. So let us get into my first vote, which is this Phaedra Phantom by Terry Dodson. I voted for that. Definitely a convention sketch. Terry Dodson, obviously incredible artist, incredible with anatomy, getting all proportions exactly right. And this is a great convention sketch. Congrats. I'm sure walking up to the table and being handed this would be awesome. You know, I know the feel. Oh, I don't have a Terry Dodson, but I know the feeling when you walk up to the table and the artist has done your convention sketch for you and you're just blown away. That's how I would feel picking this up from Terry. My second vote went to this Baba Yaga house. Everybody knows the lore. Baba Yaga lives in a house, and then it's got chicken legs underneath it. That's it. It's just any great piece of art that one image should flood your brain with the memories, you know, to recall that. So when I see this, I think of Baba Yaga in the hut. It reminds me of being a young teen, being a kid, whatever, playing D&D with my friends, and they had Baba Yaga within that D&D. So all that comes back to me when I see this very simple image, and so that's why I voted for it. The third vote went to this Lady Mechanica sketch cover. Colors on this absolutely brilliant. That's it. I guess I'm at a loss for words. Brilliant colors on this. Looks fantastic. Great sketch cover. And once again, you know, when you're buying a commission, you commission it and you don't know the end result until you either get it in the mail or you walk up and you pick it up from the artist. And again, I can imagine walking up and picking this up. Looks like she did 25 of these. This is number 15. But seeing this and just instantly loving it. So that got my vote. The next piece I voted for is this Jawa and R2-D2 Star Wars piece from Jared Cullum. I guess once again, it's that imagery. I see this, you know, I see the Jawas and R2-D2, and it just brings me back to collecting Star Wars figures as a kid. You know, not in the cardboard. You rip them out and you play with them. But Jawa was always a very elusive, hard to find. And I remember going to the store again and again trying to find a Jawa, or the pair of Jawas I think they came in, and until I finally did. One of my favorite figures as a kid. So that's why I love this commission that I got here. Again, I look at that. Just brings back those memories of, you know, trying to find that Jawa, and then once I found the Jawa, just enjoying it as a kid. So that got my vote. And my final piece in this category is this Black Cat by Dan Quintana. Just his coloring is perfect. That cat's mean mugging you for staring too long. The texture on the diamond, perfect. You can see kind of that leathery mask on her, and then all the different textures on here, the little fuzzy cuffs or whatever she has going on there. Gorgeous piece. I like that cat. It's like, don't stare too long. Eyes up here, buddy. So that's my fifth vote in the sketch covers category, and let's move on to the next one. Okay, here we are. Category number 10, which is the media artwork, anything that includes music, TV, and movies. So my first vote went to this Cameron Stewart Young Furiosa piece. There's a lot going on, but it's super clean inking. This looks exactly like that actress, whatever her name was, or assume it still is. Great piece. You know, she just drove through or destroyed somebody's car, and now she's getting ready to blast one of the silver boys or whatever they're called. Great piece. I just loved it. Just super clean, and that's what I love about it. Even, you know, her forehead, black forehead, but it's just the cross hatching on there, the highlights. Fantastic piece. My next vote went to this MF Doom, Chronicles of Doom book cover. Just looks great. Gotta love a good MF Doom. Comics inspiring MF Doom, which then inspires a comic based on MF Doom. So we've come full circle. Great piece, and not much else to say about it. Just congrats on picking that one up. And the artist, L'Amour Supreme, certainly a pseudonym, or he or she has very free-thinking parents. All right, my third vote goes to this Gunna, A Gift and a Curse. I don't know if this is the original art for the cover, or let me repeat, this is the original artwork for Gunna's A Gift and a Curse album. Probably should have read that before I said the previous sentence. But anyway, this is a great piece. It's just hard to think of. So Paper Frank is the artist. It's a, perfect likeness for Gunna. And then the skull, just the layout, the design of it. You see this, you're gonna pick up the album. Another fantastic piece in this category, so had to vote for it. Next is this Invincible #1 variant cover. Probably should have been in the covers category. Didn't catch that. I was just more thinking of the TV show. This is a great piece by Ryan Otley, just Invincible sitting on that type. Great layout and design. Again, very clean. A little battle damage. His mask definitely took the most of the punishment. I just like it. Very thoughtful cover. Reminds me of the Sophie Campbell Glory cover that I have. So had to give it the vote, but probably should have been in the cover category. And my final vote, but certainly again not least, is this commission by Dave Chisholm. I saw this piece on Dave's Instagram. So it is the characters, or not characters, the three singers from Tribe Called Quest, and then the lyrics are from one of their songs. And I saw this again on Dave's Instagram, absolutely loved it. Asked for a commission from him for something else, which you could see in Minecraft. Saw this, instantly became a fan of Dave's. This piece is awesome. It's eye-catching. You have to stare at it because you want to read the whole thing. It is an eye-catcher. This is what a piece of art is. You get a glance of it and then you're like, wait, hold on a second. I need to look at that again. That's art. That's what Dave does. This is fantastic. Everybody get a commission from Dave, except wait until I get my second commission from him, then bombard him with requests. Thanks, Jason, for getting this piece and showing me how awesome Dave is, and now I'm a fan of Dave's for life. Everybody go check this out, read it, put the track on, listen to it while you're reading. That's all I can say. Alright, that is my last piece in the media artwork category, and we will move on to the next category. Okay, category number 11 is the non-comic cover, pinups, illustrations, and gaming art. Let me check out my 5 votes here. Let me just say, I didn't vote for the Olivia. I understand how crazy that is, but I think Olivia gets, everybody knows who Olivia is. Olivia is awesome. We don't need to promote it that much more for anybody to figure out who Olivia is. So my vote, or my first vote, went to this Norman Bear Cavalier Magazine story illustration. That's just intense. This guy is a millisecond away from losing his head. Clearly many have gone before him, and not much else to say about it. That guy's standing pretty close to the action, this priest here. I don't think he needs to stand that close to pray, but I'm no expert in that. But this piece is intense, all black and white, but then you have this spot of red right here, right where it should be. This piece is absolutely perfect. There's nothing wrong with it, nothing out of place. This is, let's see if they have a year, 1961. In the published version, they made it all black and white, so you definitely lose some of that intensity with that spot red on there. But in 1961, they probably couldn't have got away with publishing it as the original is. The editor probably freaked out. What are you doing putting that right on there? You can't do that. We're going to have to make this black and white. Easily a pick for one of my favorites in this category. My second vote is for this Jaime Hernandez band illustration. Anything to do with punk rock, of course, is going to get my attention. But I really like this punk girl smoking her cigarette during punk band practice while her bandmates are cursing at each other in the background, and she wants to be a ballerina. This piece reminds me of the Henry story about him and the, now I'm blanking on the character's name. So it reminds me of the story that Henry tells about this homeless guy that he knew. I believe his name was Sky King. And Sky King has this quote where he says that he always wanted to be a dancer. And then there's a second half to it. You go find the story, you listen to it. But that's what this reminds me of, is this character saying, I always wanted to be a dancer, but I could never, and then finish that. It's a great story, and this illustration reminds me of that story. So that's primarily the reason why I picked this piece. So my third vote went to this Batman animated series coloring book piece by Ty Templeton. I think anything with Mr. Freeze and him, the pose here where you can see he's just momentarily defeated. He's trying to get this project done to save his wife, Batman in the background. I love the imagery of it. This is a fantastic piece. Give me it reminds me, again, these pieces, why I'm voting for them is I look at that image and then, you know, it sparks something, a memory. It reminds me of, I believe it's Simon M. Got Superpowers, has a Superman piece similar with him holding his hand on that tiny city, whatever that tiny city is called. Same kind of feeling or emotion in both pieces. If you go find that piece, the Superman piece, and you see this piece, they're very similar. I love them both. They're both fantastic, and that's why I voted for this one. My fourth vote, here we go, repetition. We've seen this artist before, Zoe or Zoe Thorogood. Personal piece, you know, this character obviously very emotional. So this is described as a personal piece for 2024. I like it. It's got a very nervous breakdown album cover feel to it. Great piece. Definitely love the black and white version more than the color. And my final vote went towards this. You can read that for yourself. I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but Sandra Chevrolet. I've been a fan of hers for several years now. Just that her pieces aren't very, don't really fit my budget very well. You can see the size of this piece. It's enormous, absolutely awesome. I would love to get one of her pieces one day. You can see she's a quote-unquote fine artist or gallery artist with a very comic book, obviously, influence. And when I saw this piece posted, I was pretty surprised. I'm surprised I haven't seen more of her art on CAF because of the obvious comic book influence, but fanboys will be fanboys. Can't stray out of the lines, but she's awesome. Congrats to the collector that picked this up, Matt E. Obviously he doesn't collect just comic art. He will stray far and wide collecting all types of art. Congrats on getting this piece. She's an amazing artist. I would definitely like to get something from her one day, but probably won't be anytime soon. I don't think I have any rich uncles that are about to drop off. So that is my final vote for this category. The non-comic book cover pinups and illustrations, and we will check out the next category. Okay, next up, category 12 is the other category. So let's see what we have here. My first pick is this Ripley from Aliens by Sweeney Boo. Definitely would like a larger scan of this, but this is a cool little piece, kind of cartoony. Ripley has her cat there, and then lurking in the background, that silhouette of the alien, instantly recognizable. Just a cool little piece. I could definitely see a little short story, very action intense, illustrated by Sweeney Boo. It just has that vibe. She could do an incredible 4 or 5 page short story with Ripley and the alien and the cat. It would work. I could see her doing it. She definitely has a style that would work for a cool little story like that. My second vote went to this Krampus piece by Greg Ruth. Just a very cool illustration. Definitely somebody you don't want coming down your chimney on Christmas Eve or any other time of year. Greg Ruth has a great, very three-dimensional illustration style. This is a great piece. Very scary. Very on brand for Greg Ruth. Yeah, just love it. He did that covers for the Freaks of the Heartland, Steve Niles miniseries, and more horrific type imagery. His Krampus is definitely a bad dude. You don't want to see him, except in an illustration such as this. That's the only time I want to see him. My third vote in this other category is this piece I'm very jealous of, this Tim Vigil Faust piece. It's a cover portfolio plate from Kavi. I think I picked another one of Kavi's pieces earlier. So again, not straying far from my bias. I love this Faust piece. I would love to get a great Faust piece, but they're hard to find first off. Secondly, if you do find one, you want to get one that's gritty, but if you've read Faust, they can definitely be overboard, shall we say. This piece has everything that Faust is known for. You got that violence, or ultra violence if you will. Vigil's figures, I mean, the girl is illustrated just perfectly in the background with the shadows coming over her face. This is a fantastic piece. Again, I've been in the hobby long enough. I don't get jealous often, but this piece is spectacular. I am jealous. Kavi, you got a great piece here. I can't say enough about it, but I think I have, so I'll be moving on. Here's the color version, little different, but this piece right here, this black and white, Tim Vigil, this is Vigil perfection right here. It's the perfect Faust piece. And that's all I'll say. Okay, my fourth vote is for this, well, is this my third Zoe's Thorogood piece? I think it is. Alright, bias clearly out. Just a cute little quick sketch. She likes the band-aids on the legs. I like it. Fun little piece. Little devil girl. Good pickup. Not much else to say. I like it. Among the other pieces of the other category, this quick sketch was a standout. So congrats on grabbing it. And my fifth vote went to this Miles and Gwen, D.K. Ron, and Simone DeMeo. I think each of them did a character. I like this piece. It's just cool. I like the layout. I like how both artists work together. I like that you can display it either way because they are spiders. So being right side up or upside down is, irrelevant to them. Even the birds, they could be upside down. Doesn't matter. It's a cool piece. It's a fun piece. It's cool to have two great artists on one piece, but it's not a jam. It's very cohesive. They work together. It's not random characters here and there. Great pickup. Good job on putting this together, getting both of these artists to work on this. So fantastic piece. And so that's my fifth vote in the other category, and we will move on to the next. All right, so the next category is right in my wheelhouse. It is the $500 and under category. First vote is for this Dr. Midnight by Gary Martin. Gary's cross-hatching, his inking is incredible. This illustration of this man is just perfect. If you're not familiar, I have 39 or 40 Gary Martin commissions in my calf gallery. So if you want to get a little bit of an overload on Gary Martin inks, check out my calf. Gary is awesome. He's an inker that definitely does not get brought up as often as he should when mentioning inkers. He's fantastic. Okay. My next vote went to this Death Dancing with a Skeleton. I guess when you're not out collecting dead people, dancing with a skeleton seems like the perfectly fun thing to do, and that's what she's doing here. The motion in this piece where you can see her, or I suppose both of them, going around in the circle, you know, that the ankh on her chain swinging up in the air, so you know you see her, she's bouncing up and down, they're swinging around. A lot of motion in here. I don't know if the skeleton is laughing, just super happy to be there. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but definitely a fun piece. Is that a femur in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? I don't know. That's what's going on here. This is a fun piece. Steve Rude, of course, master illustrator. And with bad jokes out of the way, go on to the next one. This was under $500. This piece is awesome. You commission this piece and then you go to pick it up or it comes in the mail. Super happy collector. This piece is awesome. Price aside, it's an incredible piece of art. Not much else to say about it. I think the one thing I want to emphasize is this is in the $500 and less category. If you're one of those people that think you've been priced out, collecting comic art is way too expensive, I can't afford it, everything. This is quality. Unless you have to have the name and you are more of the name collector than a art collector, yeah, then this isn't for you. But there's great stuff that can be had out there, and I'm glad we have this category in the CAFT Best Of, so people can spotlight. This is what you can get for $500 or less. Great piece, great example. Thanks for putting it in this category. And like I said, spotlighting what you can get if you look around, look outside the box, go for good pieces of art, regardless of the name that created it. My next vote is for this Vampire Batman, sense a theme here, by artist Montos. The Vampire Batman character is something that artists can put their own spin on it. It doesn't have to be the same version or image, or some Vampire Batmans are Bruce Wayne with some small fangs, some are complete monsters like this piece, and this piece is awesome. Obviously, that's why I picked it. Great piece, great pickup, and congrats to the collector for grabbing this. And Montos, I'm not familiar with him, but I will definitely be checking them out in the future. And my fifth vote is for this Giovanna Casado. Obviously, I've been a fan of hers since early 2000s, since I first saw her work. She does just incredible figures. A lot of her work can't be shown here on YouTube, but this piece can. She does a great job with anything that she illustrates. If you're going to get a Casado commission, this is a great choice. She did an amazing job. The collector should be super happy with this. I know I would be. It's an awesome piece. One day I will add a Casado to my collection. Just needs to be that right piece. And I think I have an honorable mention, David Diaz. Go check him out on Instagram. The guy is incredible. He did one of the pieces that I submitted, so I want to just give him an honorable mention. She-Hulk didn't get the vote, but David is, he's awesome. He's incredible. And so that's my 5+1 for the $500 and under category. And let's move on to the final category, the mystery sketch category. We will get into my votes. My first vote is this Simone DeMeo piece. Let's see, hard R. It's Ninja Gaiden by Simone DeMeo. Obviously, if you're getting a mystery sketch, you have no idea what it's going to be, and this shows up, you're ecstatic. I chose this piece primarily, I like the sword coming right at you and coming out of the image there. That's really what did it for me, is that the positioning of the sword coming forward out of frame there. That's why I chose this piece. Obviously, Simone is a fantastic artist. artist, if you get a mystery sketch and he happens to get your character, you're in for a treat. This collector certainly got his money's worth. Fantastic piece. My next vote is this Ben Templesmith Dark Judges. This could easily be, if they did a one-shot or something, this could easily be the cover for that one shot. They did a Judge Dredd or Dark Judges one shot or miniseries. This could be one of the covers. Ben would have to do more covers for the miniseries, so they're better off doing a one shot. But great piece. You know it's Templesmith the minute you see the thumbnail, which is something that I love in a great artist, is seeing a thumbnail, seeing their style that is absolutely uniquely theirs, and then blow it up in this piece. Just fantastic. So again, if you're getting a mystery sketch and this pops up, you got a great deal. My third vote is for this Rio Mercado Catwoman piece. So this Catwoman piece could be a cover. You know, you've got the Catwoman right there, center, taking up most of the board, and then Batman's silhouette, as he often is doing, chasing her down. So it just makes for a great sketch where she's framed within that silhouette of Batman. You essentially get both characters here. Looks great. Fantastic mystery sketch. My fourth vote, John Amore, doing this Lizard and Spider-Man. I like the Lizard character that is really a lizard, not some guy with scaly skin. And you know, John did a great job on this piece. Spider-Man is wearing the mask, but to me, you can see like he's got a little, oh no, a little fear in his eyes, even though you can't see it. But his body posturing, the way he's looking up, you can feel him sort of backing away from the lizard, and the lizard is creeping forward, leaning forward, trying to intimidate him, probably going on with his evil, some diatribe, you know, right before explaining why he's evil and doing the bad things that he's doing before they get into a fight. And at this point, Spider-Man doesn't have a quick comeback for him. Probably filling his spider pants with some spider webbing. That's what I get from the piece. So all of that story from this image tells you that it has to be a great image if you can get a full story like that out of it. That to me is a good piece of art, telling a 3-paragraph length story with one image. That's storytelling within the art. And my fifth pick and final pick of the evening is this Typhoid Mary mystery sketch by Elvin Ching. Fantastic piece. The storytelling is there. This character here, it's not so much physical fracturing, but metaphorical fracturing of her mind, and Typhoid Mary escaping from that. The look on Typhoid Mary's face, kind of an evil grin, like she knows she's getting out, she's getting ready, she's going to wreak some havoc, she's going to cause some chaos. And then the figure in the bottom right just dealing with that, you know, in anguish and pain from this metaphorical fracturing. Again, great storytelling within a single image. So that's why I picked it. It's a great piece, and this collector got a fantastic mystery sketch. And that is my final piece. Alright, so that's it. Those are my votes for the Comic Art Fans 2024 Best Of. I hope you took the opportunity to vote, even if you didn't enter. And I hope you entered, even if you didn't take the opportunity to vote. I hope you participated in some way in the community, sharing your art or sharing your opinion of the art with your vote. And that's all. I will do a best of next year. Hopefully I'll have a video or two in between now and then, but rock the vote or something, and go vote. See you in best of 2025.